I don't know about you, but I think this Sideshow premium format flash statue really is a head-turner piece. Welcome everyone from What's on the Table. This is Prof G and you are watching another episode of Graded, the show wherein we're not just gonna unbox a particular statue, collectible, or figure. We are actually going to give it a grade at the end of each video. So for this episode, we are gonna grade the 1/4 scale Sideshow premium format statue, the Flash. Sculpted by Daniel Bell, and if you are a statue collector, you probably heard of his name already, especially when it comes to designing Sideshow premium format statues. And if you watched my previous video where we graded the reverse Flash, I already hinted that I got the Sideshow version instead of the XM Studios Flash. As to why I did that, I will explain that in just a bit. As you can see, we have here the art box of the Flash. Very nice art box indeed, as it kind of sets the tone of what's to come. The thing about Sideshow is that they really go all out in designing their art boxes, and yes, even though it's just gonna be kept in the storage after displaying it, I still do appreciate the art box design that comes with it. So as we are opening this, I would just like to add that this was my second purchase from the Sideshow website, as I wanted to get the exclusive version back in 2020. Priced at $575 plus shipping fee plus customs fee, I kind of felt a little bit of regret getting the exclusive one. See, I'm not sure why I did that, as it came out much more expensive than expected, and it can be argued that the exclusive edition is kinda not worth it, as you're only getting a hand switch out, which you will see later on. Seeing the inside of the box, it's pretty straightforward. Not a lot of pieces here, so you won't have to worry about losing anything or breaking anything fragile. When I saw this online, and I think you also thought about it too when you saw the prototypes, this is one scary statue design. I'll explain it in a little bit, but without further ado, this is the 1/4 scale premium format statue, the Flash. My fellow collectors, this is the Flash by Sideshow Collectibles. Kinda impressive the way they designed this, as a lot of people were concerned about the leaning possibility of the piece. But first things first, I noticed something on my statue, and that is this tiny tape marker here. This actually looks familiar to me, as I believe these are markers for quality control department to check, to somehow mark a damage, a dent, a mistake, or something that they have to check on. But removing it, I mean, yes, there is a tiny dent under there. Not a deal breaker, but kind of unfortunate, but yeah, it's okay, I can live with it. Now, looking at the statue, the reason why I consider it a head-turner piece is because of its overall design. It was actually brave of Sideshow to design it this way, but a bit scary for me as a collector, as I fear that one day, this could possibly fall down or have that annoying leaning issue. If you're gonna look at it, only one peg from the right foot is what connects it to the base. Nice show of physics and counterweight right there. Now let's talk about it one by one. First, the base. Very simple and narrow base if you ask me for the Flash, but we all know Sideshow for the most part only does simple bases for their statues. I mean, it's not bad at all, but just don't expect it to mesh well with statues from, let's say, the Prime ones, the Tweeter heads, or even XM Studios. But overall, I think it's a decent looking base. Second, the paint job. Now, if you watch the graded episode of the reverse Flash, their texture there is a bit smoother compared to this Sideshow version. This one is a little bit on the rough side and much more matte, I should say. But I am a fan of the heavy shading on this one. The body parts are much more defined with its shading, and you're definitely going to appreciate it more, especially when the light from your display shelf hits it. Third, the face sculpt. Now, I'm sorry if I keep on comparing it to the 1/4 scale reverse Flash by XM, but if you're gonna look at this Flash head sculpt, it actually makes a lot of sense. Barry Allen is on the calm side facial expression, while Reverse Flash is on the menacing side. Now I know they're not the partner piece as they're coming from two different companies, but later on, I will show you why I chose getting these two to partner up. Lastly, and this is my source of minor regret, it does have a hand switch out. You have two options, and that is to use the normal hand and the exclusive edition add-on, which is the hand holding the gun of Captain Cold. I gotta admit, it's pretty cool as it adds a story to the overall design of the piece, but I felt like it's a bit lacking. See, if you're going to tell a story that he is either chasing Captain Cold or just getting away from him, you might want to add a little bit of ice particles on the base. I don't know, what do you guys think? Then maybe him holding Captain Cold's gun will make much more sense. Now, why do I regret it? I mean, it's fine, but I just felt just a hand switch out doesn't merit it to be an exclusive edition. Now, if they did a hand switch out plus a different portrait, then I think it would have been worth it paying those additional shipping fees and custom fees. Now, let's have it side by side with the XM Studios Reverse Flash. But to be honest, I thought the Reverse Flash was gonna tower over the Flash, but looking at it, it's actually not the case. Not a huge difference in height, and in my eyes, the two actually go well together, making it seem like Reverse Flash is chasing Barry Allen. If you can ignore the differences in the base, it actually works. You can have these two statues side by side on your display shelf, and it's gonna look great. Now, as to why I got this one over the XM Studios counterpart, apart from it being sculpted by Daniel Bell, I just felt like the difference of design made it much more interesting for me. Plus, the pose of the Sideshow Flash is much better and different, that it's really going to be a head turner on your display shelf. Having said that, all things considered, from the price, the sculpt, the design, its inclusions, and everything else, I'm going to give it a grade of 8.4. I think my only gripe is the lack of inclusions of its exclusive edition, and that they could have made the story better by adding details on the base if they wanted to mimic a scene between Flash versus Captain Cold. But that's just me. Thanks guys for watching another episode of Graded. If you like the video, please give me a solid by subscribing to the channel and turning on the notification bell, or just give me a shout at the comments section. If you own the Flash Premium Format statue and would give a different grade, please let me know in the comments section below. Thanks again, this is Prof G and you just watched Graded. See you all on the next one.